Welcome to the New Author Podcast, a weekly podcast diary starring Jerry Evanoff and Rich Casey. Join them weekly as they talk about writing, publishing, and marketing their books. And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Author Podcast. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. This is episode number 362. A lot of 3s and 6s in this date and stuff. That's weird. I'm one of the hosts of this podcast, and there's one right here too. Jerry Evanoff, and with me, as he is each week, is Rich Casey. Rich, how are you?
Okay. Worked 6 of the last 7 days, so I'm kind of worn out. Spent a good bit of time today with a patron with early stages of dementia. So it was a little, it's a little bit exhausting to have to work with somebody like that. But I mean, it was okay. But it's just way too hot here. We were ticked up to 99 yesterday, just air temperature, 117 for heat index. And yeah, I'm ready for fall. Actually, I'm ready for winter. I love winter here.
Oh, geez. But, well, let me tell you, Rich, I'm in the middle of a fantasy football draft, and it's my pick. I'm going to pick the Houston Texans defense in the 16th round of this draft right now. As we speak, here we go, draft, and boom, I just made a draft pick. So that's kind of exciting. I didn't expect to be drafting while we were podcasting. I thought I would at least wait a little while, but yeah.
Are you drafting the whole defense or just a person?
You just draft the whole defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how we do it. You do a defense and a kicker and then all the offensive players, but yeah. And this is my first draft of the new year. You know, last year I played $150 leagues and two $150 leagues and two $250 leagues through the same site that I usually go to Vegas for and do the live ones. Well, I'm not going to Vegas this year, but I have decided I'm going to do like 3 or 4 of their drafts, at least the smaller ones. So I thought, man, last year my first couple of teams were pretty bad. So this year, let's start with a $50 league. Get my first draft out of the way, understand where the players are going, and they didn't have one. So instead of doing $150, I went right to $250, which is really stupid. So that's how I started my fantasy football season. But
I wonder if they're like Amazon is purported to be, where they show different prices to different people depending on their past, spending habits.
Yeah, right. Oh boy, that's not good for me then. Yeah. So yeah, I'm good. It was kind of a weird week, and I didn't really write a lot for the first time in a while, and I'll talk about why. I love that you named yourself Emerson, not Lake or Palmer, which is kind of funny. Is there something in front of the Emerson? Does it say RW?
No.
Oh,
it says not.
Oh, not Emerson. Okay. No, in front of the Emerson, to the left of the Emerson.
Yeah, not.
Oh,
not Emerson, not Lake.
Oh, okay. Because you're
Palmer.
blind. It's really sunny, so the white of the text is blurring with the light of the blinds right next to you. So I couldn't see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So all I can see is Urson, not Lake and Palmer, but I knew it was Emerson because I've heard of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. But yeah,
That's weird. That doesn't
can you
show up
move
on
your
my
name? I
side.
wonder to the other side. Maybe not.
Well, the blinding thing you're talking about doesn't show up on my screen at all.
You can see the whole word.
Yeah.
That's
sure
weird.
It's not your blinds?
No, you have a window to your right.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
actually, I also have a.
When you put your arm up there, I could see it. Right now, I can see it. Now I can see because now the text is against your arm. Go down just a little bit.
Oh.
I know this is fascinating. Right there. So now, if you look at it, go down a little bit more. But now I can see it clearly because I can see it against your arm and not the white of the curtains or the blinds.
That's funny because it's not showing up at all on my screen.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay, technology. All right. So I'm going to jump into my stats. I have no idea what kind of podcast we're going to have because I didn't do much. I didn't ask Claude this week if you did anything, so I don't know what you did.
I did some, but I did less than you. Well, actually, I probably put in more time, but I have fewer words.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
All right. So I'll jump into my stats here. I got some fun stuff to talk about though. So book 3 is actually up 4,649 words to 33,995. I believe that is through what chapter would that be? 19. So I'm in the middle of 19 right now out of 27 that I have plotted. So I'm like 2/3 of the way through it. The goal was to be done by July 31st, which is a week from tomorrow or a week from tomorrow, I think. Yeah, a week from tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to make it, but I'm going to be really close, which is good. That gives me a good 2.5 to 3 months to do the actual edit that I need to do before I send it off to C. Word count for the year is up that same 4,649 to 41,565, which is now 92% of the new words I wanted in terms of my goal. But again, I did not be expecting to rewrite this from scratch. If I wasn't rewriting this from scratch, I don't know that I would actually hit my goal of 45,000 because I don't know what else I'd be doing right now. So, yeah, 45,000 was the goal, and I'm 3,400 short, 3,300 short, whatever it is.
Yeah.
My words per hour jumped from 1,301 to 1,321. And again, the goal was 6,500. I failed miserably at it this time, but I do have reasons that were really most of the time they were beyond my control. A couple of times they weren't, and I just didn't write. So that's kind of where that came from. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm happy with my week though overall.
Well, that's good. My stats, I had 3,884 new words, but that was in a total time of 16 hours,
Oof.
which I've discovered the downside of writing in your app where you've got that little timer in there, because I'm writing at work and I click it and I start it, and then maybe half or less of the time I'm actually writing while that thing is ticking away because I'm having to deal with patrons and things. And also, to be fair, I was redoing a lot of the first 4,000 or so words that I wrote. The story is going to be a little bit challenging for me because I've got dual protagonists, so two protagonists, and I'm writing a close third person on the secondary protagonist. So the main protagonist, the one that's going to be driving the story, I guess in some ways you could look at her as an antagonist, but this is more of a memoir style, so I don't really think she's an antagonist per se. At least Claude tells me no. Claude tells me she's a protagonist. And also Claude tells me that I'm doing a shitty job of making her the main protagonist.
Stupid Claude.
Yeah, I know. I go, how's this? And go, no, try again. And I also did a lot of words in putting together a set of system instructions for not only the persona for the AI, but also the chapter review. Which I don't know, are those actually separate instructions? Yeah. When I click on chapter review, it just sends the chapter review.
I don't even know. You know what? I don't know if it sends the persona or not. That's a great question. It might, because I want it to be reviewed as that persona in the app. So it's possible that it sends both of them. I'm not sure, actually. I'd have to look.
I was wondering if maybe that was the case, because now, granted, they're pretty long. They're probably, I know you upped it to
24,000?
24,000.
28,000, something like that.
I think I'm right around 12,000 or so for each, because that was like one of the earlier cap. But each one of the runs that I send, pretty much regardless of whether I do it in the main AI or if I do it with the chapter review button, cost me 40 to 50 cents for each run. So
yeah,
it's sending a lot of garbage along with it. So maybe it may be sending double.
So just, I don't know if you mentioned this, but just to clarify what Rich is talking about, in the app that I wrote that he's using in my writer's app, I created a place where you could give your AI a persona. You can go in and tell it, I want you to be a developmental editor who likes this genre and that genre, or whatever you want to put in there. I think I had originally for 200 words, then you asked me to increase it, and I increased it to, I don't know, 1,200 or 2,000. I increased it to a lot. I don't know what it was. And then at the same time, there's a chapter review section where once you're done with a chapter, you can click a button. And what I was trying to do there is I was trying to emulate Grammarly so that it would find spelling mistakes, it would find grammar mistakes, and then it would find places where it suggests things like you have this word 2 times in the same sentence or 2 times back to back, things like that. And that part isn't there yet, but the grammar and spelling is working pretty well. And then, I think Rich, I did not intend to make the instructions something you could edit, but then you had mentioned to me what you had done in the past. So I made those an editable field also, so that when you send the chapter review, it'll send the instructions and the chapter to the AI, and then it'll bring back all of its different suggestions. And you had been having trouble with that, where I wasn't, which was the weird part.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why that was, but and one of the things I did with that chapter review, instead of just looking for grammar, spelling, and structure per se, because of the way I put together the system instructions, it also tells me if characters are acting out of character, if they're saying things that character probably wouldn't really say.
So
give me that kind of feedback. and it's calling it all structure, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's kind of going beyond the normal thing of that you would think of.
That's good. I'm glad you're using it in a way that I didn't think of. That's good. That's good.
That's
Yeah.
because I have money to burn.
Right.
Although I wasn't too bad, because I look back and I think I've only spent this year on AI total about $60.
Oh wow, that's considerably more than me. I always think it's funny because I put $20 on there last year. I'm not logged in. I put $20 last year on, let's just say April 28th, 2025. And this year on April 28th, 2026, I think I weighted it down on purpose so it would be exactly 1 year later. I put $20 on it again, and that was end of April. And I've been using it a lot, and I'm down to around $13, so I'm not using it that heavily.
Well, it goes fast when you're doing 40 or 50 cents a time. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Did you use that? I don't know if you're going to talk about this or not, but did you use that Kimi or whatever it was? That
No, I haven't tried that. I've since found out it's from China, probably from their espionage unit. So
do you know, okay, I'm going to try to find it really quick. There's a model. So my buddy, my coworker, Brian, went in and he was looking at what he could use if he has to pay for open router account himself and he has to use it for coding himself. He was trying to figure out what model is the best model for the best price. So he actually talked to Claude about it, and it came back with Claude saying the best model for him is, where's it at? Here it is. Did I add it? Yeah, DeepSeek V4 Flash.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mess around with that one next time I get down and sit down and do some editing. I'm going to mess around with that one and see if I can figure out what that looks like. But I don't know. Have you tried that one at all?
No, I haven't. I'm not 100% certain about this, but I think that's another model out of China.
Oh, I got to tell Brian that then. Oof. Okay. All right. So, okay. So is that your stats? I think I interrupted you there.
Yeah, basically. And I did some writing. I did a lot of tinkering with the writing app. I'm getting a good feel for using it. Going back and forth with Claude. I'm using, Claude Opus 8 is really not that expensive a model. It's a lot cheaper than 4.6.
Right.
And so I've been using primarily that. Every now and then I'll jump back to Sonnet and use that instead. So I'm just kind of playing around, seeing what works best for what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So hopping into my recap. So we podcasted last Friday, so it's only been 6 days. So Saturday morning I did not golf. I instead went to Chick-fil-A. I worked on some of the writing. I did chapters 17 and 18, adding 2,310 words in 86 minutes between the two chapters. And then in the afternoon, I played my football game. I finished my Browns-Cowboys game from 1965, which was actually a lot closer than I thought it would be, which it was a lot of fun that way. And then I sat down on the couch for about 3 hours and I just watched the radar as we had big, heavy thunderstorms supposed to be coming through the evening 2 different times. I think we had one at like 6 and one at 8, and we got a bunch of rain around 6, and around 8, nothing happened. It was just a giant dud, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, everybody around here remembers the big tornado of May 31st, 1985, which was the only F1 tornado in Ohio that year. And it went right through my little town of 5,000 people and destroyed half the town. So anytime,
really,
anytime. Wow. Oh yeah, it was a big one. It went from out west a little bit. It came through our town into Niles and went into Pennsylvania. I think it's called the Wheatland tornado, something like that. Yeah, it was a bad one. So anytime there's any kind of thunderstorm around here, we're always paying attention to the weather. The funny thing about that tornado is a guy who worked for the city risked his life to go up onto the roof and hit the siren, and because of it, no one died in the. No one died in it. We had, it literally destroyed half the town. And if you go to YouTube and you type Newton Falls 1985 tornado, there's videos, people just have cameras on their shoulders or walking around. It's just nothing but trees down and buildings down. When I was, how old was I? I was 9, I think. May 30. Was I 9? What, 1985? I was probably 8. I hadn't turned 9 yet. And they took all the stuff from downtown that was destroyed, the drugstore, bowling alley, the school, all that stuff that was in there, and they just put it in pickup trucks or dump trucks, and they drove down this dirt road behind my parents' house where I was living, and they just emptied everything there. So we would go back there, and we would come home with bowling balls and pins, and we would set up bowling alleys on the patio in the backyard. We read all the magazines. Like, there was so much stuff back there that we probably weren't supposed to be back there, but yeah. So
As a kid, that would have been really
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Yeah. So I think eventually they buried it. I don't know if it's still buried, I'm sure, but it's probably, a lot of it's probably gone.
Right.
But anyway, so that was Saturday night, turned out to be duds. And then I was in bed very early that night because on Sunday morning I got up to golf by myself. It wasn't raining, but it wasn't humid. Like, it's the first time we didn't have the Canadian smoke. We didn't have a storm. We didn't have humidity. Like, it was just a nice 75-degree, perfect July morning. I drove up and played.
I'm jealous.
Oh, it was so nice. Just like today. Today is a really nice today. But I drove up and played 18 holes by myself. And there was a guy in front of me. And I don't like playing golf by myself because I go fast. I look at the clock. I just say, okay, what time can I get home? But there was a guy in front of me who was playing about the same speed as me. And anytime I felt myself getting close to him, I would slow down. So this guy kept me slow. And I'm shooting an 85. I had 40 on the front nine and 45 on the back nine. I made like a 40-foot putt on number 18 to get an 85. I was very happy.
Wow, nice.
Which was nice. So it only took me 2 hours. I didn't even feel like I rushed, but it only took me 2 hours. I was home by 9:30. So I had an hour to kill before I could leave to go get lunch and write. I worked on setting up my golf game, which is right here in front of me that you can't see. I bought the LPGA set from last year. And I wanted to play with Brooke Henderson. I wanted to play with Nelly Korda. These are two of my favorites. And Nelly Korda did not make my top 12. So I did what I should do. I cheated to get her into my top 12, which was nice. Then I left. I went to I was on my way to Hothead. And unfortunately, the Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot is about a half mile before there. And I just turned into Buffalo Wild Wings instead and sat there. And I got the same thing I got 2 days earlier when I went there, a nice little steak sandwich. But we're avoiding lettuce. Well, we were. I had lettuce. Right. I had lettuce today, but we're avoiding lettuce back then. So I got just a steak sandwich, steak and cheese and some mayo, and it's fantastic. It's so good. Then it was time to start writing. I began working on chapter 19, 989 words in 38 minutes. This is one of those times where I could have written more, but my phone rang, and I'm chatting with a friend of mine for probably like 45 minutes while I sat there. And by the time we hung up, I was ready to go. So not the normal productive Sunday where I try to get 1,500 words. Only getting 989, but it's okay. I made progress, and I was okay with that. So Monday, I worked from home on this day. No writing at lunch, but my next Kindle Countdown did start on this day, and I have the stats over here to my right. I'm going to talk about them here in a little while. Very interesting with what's going on with this one. So I'll talk about it when we get to the stuff to share section of this. Tuesday in the office, and I had a meeting at lunch. So I'm going to talk about this. I didn't talk about it last week. I kind of hinted at it a little bit, but I will say that as of July 31st, I'm no longer employed at my current employer because, and it actually the what do you call it? The press releases came out today. So that's why I didn't talk about it last week. That's why I can talk about it this week, but I'm not going to give many details. I mean, you can look me up on LinkedIn and you can figure out what I'm talking about, but, so the company that I work for half of it. And the other half is it's kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit different. So I work for one half, and that one half was sold to another company that we've been doing business with for a long time. So as of July 31st, I'm no longer an employee of the company I currently work for. And on August 3rd, I become an employee of the new company. And the nice thing about that is the new company is about 4 states away, which means that's a tough commute. So I'll be working from home every day starting August 3rd, which has its pros and cons that we'll talk about probably when I get to, I don't know, we'll talk about it at some point. So
when you get to August,
yeah, exactly.
Find out.
So that I had a lot of meetings this week. This is part of the reason I didn't write. Had a lot of meetings this week to go over. I met the team. I met the HR team and the company on Tuesday at lunch. Had my golf league in the evening. I shot a very nice 45. The guy that I was golfing against quit after 5 holes. I was beating him 10-0, and he, I believe, faked an injury on the 6th hole. And I ended up playing against the other guy for the last 4 holes on the team. That's kind of how we do. We kind of manipulate the rules to make sure that everybody gets a chance to win. And it's just goofy how I run this thing. But I ended up playing against the other guy, and I won. You can get 20 total points, and I ended up winning 18-2 against the 2 of them, which was nice. But I 45 is part of the reason, because that's probably my second. I think I had 44 earlier in the year, and 45 would be my second best score this year in the league. So I was very happy. I parred the first hole, which I never do. So overall, I was very happy with my. It was super humid. Holy cow, was it hot though? But that's fine. Wednesday, worked from home again, and no writing on this day, because I ended up working through lunch, it's oddly enough, it wasn't because of the other company. It was because I was working. I did have the canine paw spa here to give Max a bath around 2:00, and she informed me that she would be stopping her mobile service at the end of this year. Her bus is just way, way, way too much overhead for her. It's keeps breaking down, and she's just tired of it. So she's like, you can bring him to the house if you want. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And then she gave me the number of another woman who does this in the next town over, who might come to my town. So I'll probably get a hold of her at some point later in the year and see if she wants to take over. But we'll see. Let's see. That was when, and then in the evening Wednesday at 4:00, we had a meeting to meet the IT team that lasted about an hour and 15. So it was about 5:20 before we got off that meeting. So there was no writing going to happen yesterday at all. And then then today, worked from home. I was supposed to have another meeting where we met HR again and went over like 401k and health insurance. We ended up with a production error around 11:30 a.m. and we didn't get it resolved until about 1:40, I think it was. 4 of us on the phone, kind of working pretty hard. Eventually we got it resolved though, which is great. And kind of unexpected. It happens every now and then with these systems. So I missed the meeting. So as soon as our production error was solved and we had our little stand-up meeting that we have every day at 1:30, I went back and the video was ready. So I watched the entire video of the meeting. I actually learned a few interesting things about the company that I'm going to, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm not going to get into the details, but I'm pretty excited about it. There's a lot of stuff going well with them that I'm looking forward to be a part of. And I will talk about how this is going to affect my writing, because it's definitely going to affect my writing going forward.
So they didn't badmouth you guys because you weren't there?
No, in fact, I don't even know if they noticed, which I'm not sure if that's good or bad. So because I know in the first one on Tuesday, they made sure everyone they invited was there, but I think this one was a little bit more voluntary, which, when they were health insurance, 401k, we're gonna get all that documentation anyway. Okay. So, but I wanted to watch it anyway, just to watch. So that was pretty much my week. Again, not as much writing as usual, but, losing your job and going to a new job and learning all about the new company is the big reason that happens. So.
Right. My week, it was just blew by, or the 6 days just blew by, even though it was, on one hand, it blew by because I didn't have as much writing as I would have liked, but on the other hand, it just seemed to be a slog because it was a weird, all the days I worked, which was, the only day I didn't work was Sunday. And I was just, both me and my wife were so beat that we didn't even go to church in the morning. That's really unusual.
Oh, wow.
We just stayed home and we just did basically nothing. We just kind of laid around the house all day. But Sunday, or Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today, we just had a lot of people coming through the library. I think what's happening is it's gotten so hot here, up near 100 every single day. We did get a couple inches of rain the other day, which made it really super humid.
Yeah.
So the hot and the humid, you end up with heat index temperatures up, starting to push 120, which is, it's actually quite dangerous, especially for the older people. So people come to the library and they just kind of hang out in the library all day. And when they hang out in the library all day, especially the older folks, those who are even older than me, they have a habit of just wanting to chat. So they come up and they talk to you and they keep talking to you, and you find out all kinds of things about their, recent cancer scare, or, what's happening with their grandkids and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of drives you nuts after a while. But, it's part of the customer service that we have to do, make people happy about coming to the library. And then we've had a lot of kids programs as well, because our kids go back to school not next week, but the week after, I believe.
Wow, that early?
They go really early, like at the end of the first week of August usually, or right at the beginning of the second week. And we have all kinds of summer programs for kids. So luckily, I'm on the far side of the building for where all the kids are traipsing through. Today we had a magician that came in, and I just heard, you hear all the hooting and hollering that the kids are doing. But next week, I believe it's next week sometime, one of the days, we have the year-end party, because they have reading challenges for the kids, of course. We're a library. So, the kids count how many books they read, and they get prizes and all that kind of stuff. But then they throw them a party at the end, and we actually bring a bouncy castle, I may have told you this before, into the library. And we got this big bouncy castle, and people are ricocheting off the walls and everything. So
do you get on it at some point? Do you get on it?
No, I actually thought about it.
Yeah, how can you not? This seems like so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. So even next week it's gonna be kind of crazy, but then hopefully things will start settling down, and I'll actually have more time to write. So basically, what my writing was like is I would just go into work, and after the initial rush, I would open up your writing app, and I would start doing stuff, and then people come and bug me, and then I'll go back to doing stuff, and then people come and bug me, I go back to doing stuff. It just ping pong like that all day long, and I just left it open for the most part during the day, which is why I got a ton of hours and that very little writing. I think my average words per hour is something like
12?
50 or something
Jeez.
like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Really, really low.
Yeah.
But I thought it was better. I didn't want to just keep on hitting stop and getting in that. I'm not sure how much of that history it'll save, and it may just.
I think it saves it all. In fact, I need to make a note that says something to the effect of, I'm going to do it right now on my little task board, something to the effect of style that page, writing history page with paging and search capabilities. I'm not sure if you'd ever want to search it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I don't know how hard it would be, but if it would just sum up the total hours and total words for a day instead of every time you start and stop.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
We can almost can we make reports off of it?
Yeah, maybe we can make reports off of it or something.
Interesting. Okay. I
should have asked Claude. Claude can.
I put it in my.
How deep?
Yeah. Claude, you know what? I could probably ask Claude to summarize his Rich's days for me, and it probably would.
I don't know if I probably can't see into the program like you can.
Right.
Even if I ask Claude to. But
no, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, I was pretty happy that I actually got nearly 4,000 words. I'm pretty happy with where the story sits right now. It took a lot and I'm through 3 chapters, and it took a lot to get it oriented so that my secondary protagonist and the narrator is actually telling the story, but the primary protagonist is not. So we never see into the primary protagonist's mind. All we can do is hint at what she is thinking and why she's doing what she's doing by her actions.
Sure.
And so that's kind of a tricky tightrope. I've never tried doing that before.
Is that how Holmes and Watson were? Because I know that's how Perot and Japp are. Well, not Japp. Perot and Hastings are. Everything's from Hastings' point of view.
Yeah. But I think the better comparison is what you said from the Watson Holmes, because Watson wrote all those stories. I'm talking about the TV shows were a little bit different.
Yeah,
because you can see stuff, but that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something like that, and kind of intuit what the main protagonist is up to.
What was the guy's name that wrote Sherlock Holmes?
Conan Doyle.
So you're just trying to write like Arthur Conan Doyle. No big deal.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just did that off the cuff anyway. So.
Piece of cake.
So that was my week. I got to play with your writing app, which I'm really enjoying.
Good.
And what was interesting is I wrote chapter 3, I believe it was, and I veered away from the way these characters are supposed to be situated against each other. And I veered away from some of their characteristics. And when I ran it through that chapter review thing, it came right back to me and said, look, you're veering off the story as it currently is set up, the structure of the story, and the characters are doing things that aren't in keeping with their makeup. Did you really mean to do this?
That's nice.
And if you really did mean to do this, then we're going to have to change the structure.
So when I use that app, I'm going to give you a little secret, because I told you a little secret. I texted you a secret last week. I'm going to give you a secret now about the app that I haven't told anybody. Okay. This one's not as good as the one I gave you last week. So the secret that I can give you when you write, like, this is how I write. I go into I have a plotting section, and I go into there and I go into my chapter by chapter notes, and I grab the text for the chapter that I'm in, and then I paste it into my writing section right there. And then I just write off of that. So like I have the below I have the plotting paragraphs, and as I'm writing, I'm deleting the plotting paragraphs that I'm writing. So I'm kind of like expanding that myself into a bigger chapter. Do you do anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Not quite. What I did is back and forth with Claude, we set up the pivot points, and we set up the beginning and the end, and we basically came up with 12 scenes that had to be in the story. But that's over. I don't even think that's in plotting. I think I put that in Story Bible.
Okay.
So it's over there in Story Bible. So, but then when I'm actually writing, what I do is I just discovery write.
Yep.
So I'm just writing along. Claude tells me up front, okay, this is the kind of scene we're in. We're like right now. It's actually, the story is going to be broken up by days, because originally I had this story entitled, 13 Days of Madness. So I'm still going with the 13 days. The title is not that anymore. In fact, I can't remember what the title is. But
you said it last
really
week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did too. But something, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm still in day 0, and I'm in the 3rd chapter.
Okay.
This will end day 0, I believe. But so Claude tells me if I'm starting to run ahead of myself, I'm pushing the action too far, because I haven't really backfilled the way I need in order to develop characterization and setting and all that kind of stuff, and motivations for the characters. So but it works really well, because I discovery write, and actually that little key shortcut that you gave me, that works pretty well too, because if I get stuck while I'm discovering writing, I just click on that and let it give me some suggestions.
Give me some suggestions. Yeah, give me what something to do here. Yeah. So the tip that I would have had, but it doesn't seem like you need it, is I don't like the word count at the bottom, including the stuff that I pasted in there. That's going to be my plot.
Right.
So I paste it in there. I hit enter 3 or 4 times, and then I start writing above it, and I'm looking down at my plot as I'm writing, so I know I'm going in the right direction with my plot. But if you put star and then all capitals plotting and then star, it'll only count the words above that as part of your word count. And
okay.
Because I kept finding that I have to highlight that section to get the word count, and finally, like, no, I need a shortcut so that the stuff below it doesn't get counted and the stuff above it does. So that's my next shortcut. So I love these little shortcuts I come up with. So they make my life easier. I also
discovered I could do that. I could put star and say only review to here.
Oh, okay.
Star. And that worked kind of. The problem is I keep on running into token limits. Because my chapters are a little bit long. They've been averaging between 2,000 and 3,000 words, and I run out of tokens. So basically, what I have to do is have it review it one half and then the other half.
Yeah, I'm trying to use it exactly how I want to write, which is use AI in a lot of places. The writing I actually do, you discovery write. I have a plot, but in both cases, we're literally writing it ourselves, and then everything else around it, though, is kind of some AI help stuff, which is exactly how I like writing. This is so much fun.
Just keep for me anyways, just keep me on the rails, so I don't. Part of the reasons why I've historically had such a hard problem finishing stories is I would discovery write, but I just would not have a firm idea of where I was going in terms of an ending, and as a result, you could write forever. And just, at least I could, the way my mind works, and never really get to a satisfying place to stop. But I did this story. I did, instead of having a big lead in, like in first three paragraphs of chapter 1, the secondary protagonist, who the story is being told through, his wife is telling him she wants a divorce. So right away we're off to the races in terms of why he's acting the way he is and the motivation and all that.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it so far.
Good.
And I don't have anything new that I put on my running list of future things to do, except maybe I should have put on, survive this summer heat. that's becoming an issue.
It's been so weird because we've either had heat and humidity like crazy, or thunderstorms. Like, we don't get thunderstorms this late into the year. We're end of July or almost end of July. We don't get thunderstorms like we did a couple of days ago. So it's just strange that the weather is so weird this year. I'm blaming the El Nino, the super El Nino that's coming to affect our winters. I think affecting our summer.
Yeah, we do get the thunderstorms. We're very.
Oh,
I mean, technically we're considered subtropical, and right through like late June, July, and August, it's very tropical weather. We have the hot and humid up until about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then the thunder heads and we get thunderstorms.
The weather. I remember that weather from when I lived in Florida.
Yeah, so it's almost every day like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was always a 2:00 rainstorm when I lived down there. It's funny. Yeah. So in terms of I don't really have anything on my running list of future things to do either, just the same stuff I've had on there. In terms of my addicted to, I don't really know. I tried to come up with something that would be considered kind of an addict. I mean, I did resubscribe to Netflix today. On the words of someone who's I told this one person, I said, hey, I don't like Netflix and those other streaming things because I don't know what to watch. I go in there, I feel overwhelmed. There's so much to choose from. I don't like binge watching shows. I don't like to watch 7 in a row. So I just don't know what to watch. And she said, well, get Netflix and I'll tell you what to watch. And I went, okay.
Well, to be fair, you don't even like to finish a single show. So.
Nah, it's rough. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm surprised that you're not yet saying that you're addicted to those Biscoff cookies.
Well,
you haven't gotten into them.
Oh no, they're almost gone. But I haven't. I don't feel like because I'm eating like once a day. I don't feel like that's good enough for an addiction. I bought a package of 10, and each of the 10 packages looks like what you get on an airplane. You get 2 big cookies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I love those cookies. Every time I get on the airplane, I forget. I think is it Delta? Is it Delta? Yeah. So every time I get on Delta, I look forward to those cookies. They're so good. So, but I wouldn't call it an addicted to.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because I didn't even know they sold them that way. In the grocery store by me, they sell them. You get in the package, you get 3 big packs, and each pack has like 20 cookies in it.
Oh, okay. No, mine was.
Of course, you open it and you have to eat all of them. Right. Otherwise, they go stale.
And you don't want to do that. No, mine was from a Walmart order. I got mine from Walmart with my grocery order. Yeah.
So my addicted to has been those cookies, and then something else. The local ice cream people out of Texas called Bluebell. They came out with new flavor, chocolate lava cake. Oof, and it is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's got huge chunks of literally chocolate lava cake in it. And it tops out like for a half a cup or 2/3 of a cup, it's like 350 calories.
I'll give you an addicted to. So my addicted to is not this item. It's the addicted to is trying to buy this item. And I'm just, here it is. It's Stouffer's cheddar potato bacon bake TV dinners. And it's literally just cheesy potatoes with like a not cookie crumbs. What are the crumbs? Breadcrumbs.
They usually
on top.
Yeah, breadcrumbs.
And then you put it in the microwave for 6 minutes, and it's fantastic. The problem is that ever since I discovered it like a month ago on Walmart and have been talking about it to a friend of mine, other people must be listening because it sells out about every other day. So I put it on my grocery order last Friday. I was so happy. I'm like, oh my God, it's there. I put 4 of them on there. And then when I went to place my order on Saturday, it was sold out. So I didn't place the order. On Sunday, it was back. And I ordered it immediately and got 4 of them on Sunday. I was so happy. Yeah.
Everybody else is doing that too.
Yeah, exactly. So right now it exists. Right? I'm half tempted to do a grocery order right now because I'm looking at my Walmart thing and it's there. So yeah, I'll give you that as my addicted to. It's not buying the cheesy potatoes, or not eating them, but trying to buy them has been the addicted to. Every day I check. So,
something else I did during the week, it just popped in my head is I subscribed to Johnny B. Truant's Kickstarter for his new book Terminal, and I subscribed at the level that will give me the hardback with all the fancy foil and the sprayed edges and all that kind of stuff. And I mainly did it because I want to see what one of those books looks like. We have some that come through the library. The library actually gets some of those hardbacks. But I want to see what he's doing, especially given the fact that unless I misinterpreted something, his hardback is going to be 5.5 by 8.5 inches. So it's not a standard size hardback, I don't think. But I might be wrong. I thought the standard size hardback was a little bit bigger.
Yeah, mine.
But yeah. Anyways,
this is mine. Mine's 5.5 by 8, so it would be it would be a little bit taller.
Yeah, it might be a standard hardback size then. But yeah, anyways, it's for his new thriller starting a new series. So I figured.
I just went to the Kickstarter page to look at it.
Yeah,
and he needs. He's 100. He's 600% past his goal. So good for him.
Yeah. It's done. It finished up. I think. It's done.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
In terms of my schedule for next week, tomorrow, Friday, I'll be working from home. I'm going to do a half a day, and then I'll go out at 11 and do some writing. I'll come home. I'll play some of my golf game a little bit. Again, I started this game on Sunday. I haven't played it since then, the LPG game. I haven't played it since then just because what's been going on work related. So hopefully I can get some more of it played tomorrow. I don't think I'll finish it tomorrow, but maybe I can play the next half of it and get through it. So Saturday, no golf again. The course is closed again due to an outing. This is the time of year when they have outings a lot, so we get shut out a lot. And we had one of my buddies called around on Wednesday, and nothing was available until like 11 a.m. and none of us want to play that late. So just no golf.
Everybody's trying to get some play in before the school year starts.
Fair, it could be, yeah. So I'll go right in the morning at Chick-fil-A like normal, and then depending on the weather, I may stop and just play 18 by myself locally. Depending on the weather, depending on how crowded the courses are around here. Sometimes on a Friday, I can usually do that. I can go to a course around 1:30 and it's dead until around 4, and I can play 18 holes really quick. I don't know how it's going to be on a Saturday, so we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Either way, I'm going to come home and do some more gaming. I'm going to try to finish that golf game because I got a new football game. I'm very excited, Rich. It's right here. I'm walking away. I'm coming back. I got a new game right here that hasn't even been unboxed yet, that I'm going to unbox for YouTube. It's a football game, but it's a different company from the one I normally play. And
okay.
I ordered the 1955 card set because I want to play with Otto Graham like a lot. And my normal APBA football doesn't have a 50. They only go back to 58, I believe. And so I can't get Otto Graham, but this company did have it, so I'm pretty excited about that.
1955, I think the Lions were pretty good that year.
Yeah, in fact, it might have been Lions Browns in the championship that year. If I go 1955 NFL season and I go to the great footballreference.com, yeah, the Lions were good and the Browns were good. So the Browns went to the championship 10 straight years with Otto Graham.
Right.
And that's why people can talk about Tom Brady all they want. But I'm a Browns fan and I don't want to do that. Here it is. No, Browns beat the Rams in the championship that year. Lions were 3-9 that year. Not so good that year.
Oh, I guess that wasn't one that year.
So anyway, I ordered that game and I want to be able to play that on Saturday or Sunday. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. I'll definitely write in the morning though. Sunday, I'm golfing by myself again, like I did last week. I'm golfing by myself. Then I'll come home, play some games, and I'll go do some writing also. And this is the day that I can finally resubmit book 1 to BookBub. It's been 90 days or 3 months or however they do it, so I can resubmit. So I'll be doing that Sunday. I'll resubmit it, and that will determine when I do my next Kindle Daily Countdown back to book 1. You have to wait, I think, 3 months in between for each book that you do. So if it gets approved for a BookBub, which chances are pretty slim, but if it does, I'll do a Kindle Daily Countdown around it and then do a few other things with it. So Monday, I'm working from home. Writing from lunch. I don't know. I don't generally do anything on Mondays, so we'll see if I do any writing from lunch writing at lunch on this day. Nothing in the evening. Tuesday, I'm in the office. I will do some writing at lunch, and then I have golf league in the evening. I think it's week 15 of 19, so we're almost done. And then Wednesday, I'm in the office. So we're having a big lunch for the folks in the office. There's only 4 of us that are actually moving on to this new company. Everybody else in the office is staying back with the old company because they only sold part of it. They didn't sell the whole thing. So there's only 4 of us that are going, but they're gonna have a nice big lunch. It started out as just an IT thing, but then we invited one of the guys who's not in IT to come join us. And then that turned into inviting all the bigwigs, all the people in the offices. And I guess there's going to be games. And I really just wanted to have a burger, but I guess there's going to be a whole hubbub, a whole to do about this whole thing. So that'll be my Tuesday or my Wednesday. There's also a chance that my driveway gets started on that day. The guy emailed me last week and said he was looking at the 29th or the 30th or the following week. So the 29th is Wednesday. I haven't heard from him, so I'm going to guess it's not going to be, but I'll probably email him Monday if I don't hear from him. But I'm hoping that my driveway I really want to get that thing done. I also have my HVAC company coming out to inspect my AC on that day, but I'm not going to be home, so I'm going to have to change that or do something about that. Thursday, I'm working from home. So that's my last day in the office is Wednesday. I have to turn my badge in when I leave and all that good stuff. And then Thursday, I'm working from home and I will write at lunch, definitely. My goal for next week, this coming week, is 5,500 words. It's 3 non-work lunch days. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then 2 work days, which would probably be Tuesday and Thursday, where I'm writing on my lunch break. So that ends up being about 5,500 words. And I don't have a goal for chapters, but if I get 5,500 words, that'll probably be another 3 chapters or so.
So you're telling me half the company that this other company bought only has 4 employees in it?
No.
Is that
Only
right?
4 employees in the office in Cleveland. The rest of them are all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
That
think
makes
there's
sense.
50 of us,
Sorry.
something like that going, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Makes sense.
although 2 of us are in the office and one of us isn't. And there's one other that isn't. We're IT. Like, we're the only IT people going, and we're the only IT people that are going
Okay.
to support this new company. So, which is fine because it's, we can do it. We've been doing it for years, so we can
Right.
keep doing it. But
Right.
so yeah, that's the goal. 5,500 words. We'll see how it goes. And I will say that next week I'll talk more about it. But my writing schedule is going to have to change. It doesn't appear that I'll be able to do half days anymore with this new company, which is kind of disappointing. But I do have some ideas of how I can kind of work around that and what I can do differently. So I just have to talk to some people before I know for sure what I'm doing. And I will do that probably this coming week and get some more clarification on that. And then like I said, probably starting August 3rd, which is a Monday, my writing schedule could change a little bit, drastically actually. And we'll see if I can make it work. So.
Yeah. Well, for me, I have this weekend off, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be out in the yard for about half a day, probably. Can't decide yet whether to do that in the morning or do it in the afternoon. I'm really leaning towards, well, going out in the morning is preferable because it's not yet super duper hot. But if I do that, then when I come in and I get all hotted up and I come into the air conditioner, I want to eat and go to sleep and take a nap. So I'm thinking quite seriously about getting up, having breakfast, writing for a few hours in the morning, and then going out in the afternoon. Tammy did buy me that ice vest, so that helps keep me cool. And we'll see. And also, I've got the part of the fence I'm working on right now that was out in the bright sun almost all day long. I've got that finished. So now I'm pretty much under tree cover, which will be
That's good.
a lot easier. Yeah. I mean, around here, the sun is just, we're so much closer to the equator. The sun is really intense, the radiant energy from it. So I'm going to try to write this weekend. We'll see what happens. Sunday, I'll have to go, or I'll be in church to do the AV in the morning. In the afternoon, I don't know exactly what will happen, but we'll try to get some writing in as well. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be working. And in fact, I'm coming into a stretch of 7 days in a row working. And I'm just going to try to do what I did this past week, which is just open up the writing app and just see if I can sneak in time while I'm sitting there on the desk. We've had really bad, since we were down one person who retired, and then, as I've mentioned before, I got a couple of flaky coworkers who can be there or not be there. So you basically have no time to go into the back workroom like I used to. So I got to try to squeeze it in where I can while I'm out there on the public desk, and we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Then I think next Thursday, I think my wife leaves on another attempt of a trip to her parents, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Nothing to share.
No,
So
but you do. I see.
Yeah, I'll talk about the Kindle Daily Countdown details so far. My poor dog, he sees somebody outside. He wants to bark. He wants to run outside, but the door's closed back here, so I can just hear him up there. Like, he's doing a little crying and running around, and he's breathing heavy. He desperately wants me. He knows, by the way, he knows when I say something effective. All right, well, thanks, everyone. Like, he knows the inflection of my voice, and he'll come walking back here as I'm doing that while we're talking, because he knows where I'm finishing up. It's hilarious. But anyway, so the Kindle Daily Countdown, this is my second one. So I did one for book 1 back in May. That went pretty well. I think I sold about 90 of them. Didn't get much in the way of page reads, but I think I sold about 90 book ones. Get 99 cents. I ended up getting I think I got 5 pre-orders on book 3 at that time. So I thought it went pretty well overall. Money wise, I think I only made about $80 or $90 because you only get about 65 cents per, but it's more about getting the book out there and getting page reads down the road and hopefully getting email addresses, and everybody that buys it, I believe they're alerted when your next book goes on sale on Amazon. So that's all good. So this time I did book 2, and this is what Ellie told me to do, who I met, the marketing woman I met through Reed C. Ellie Pilcher. She told me that what her company does is they rotate books 1, 2, and 3 every 30 days. So January book 1, February book 2, March book 3, April book 1, then book 2, book 3. And then hopefully doing this countdown deals on that. And you do that with, they do that with bigger backlists. I only have 2 books, obviously. But once I get book 3 out there, I'm probably going to put it in the rotation and just keep doing that. And then when book 4 comes out, the hope is that enough people have bought those 3 books that they want to read book 4 and they buy it at full price, then book 5 and so on. So this time we're on day 4 right now. So I started it on Monday. I did a little bit less with this one. I only did the book funnel promo stat, not book funnel, written word media promo stack. So when I bought that, it got me Facebook ads through them all week. It got me 3 newsletters, written word media, book adrenaline, and bargain booksy. So those are the 3 that are going out. 2 of them have gone out so far, Tuesday and Thursday. So today and 2 days ago, there's still 1 more to go out on Saturday. And then I have my own Facebook ads that are running where I'm paying probably about $15 a day, something like that. So I'm spending a lot of money on this. I'm not going to make the return, but the goal hopefully is just, this is like an investment that hopefully turns around in the future at some point and comes back the other way. Interesting thing about this one. So I've sold 50 of them so far. So I'm kind of on pace. Now I don't know if I'll hit 90 like I did for book 1, only because there's only 1 more newsletter that's going out from this from written word media, but the Facebook ads are running through tomorrow from them, and mine run all the way through Sunday. And I gotta say, 2 things. Number 1, I actually have over 1,200 page reads, which I didn't get last time, which is kind of interesting. Those page reads are actually spread between book 1 and book 2. So I sold 2 book 2s at 2 book 1s at full price during this. And I have 740 page reads so far. I've sold 48 book 2s at 99 cents. And I have 494 page reads so far. So the fact that the book 1 stuff is selling, that didn't happen when I did book 1. I didn't get as much book 2 stuff right off the bat, but it's like people are like, well, I'm going to buy book 2, but I want to buy book 1 also, maybe read it first. And that's what they're doing.
Right.
So I find that really, really interesting. That makes me feel good about, I've been up in the air about Kindle KU for a long time, about should I go wide and just see what I can do. But getting these page reads here makes me feel better because it's up higher than the previous one. And when I do this again for book 1, probably in September, or maybe even August. I'm not sure yet. I can do August again because it's been 3 months since I did it last time. So I could do it again. I want to try to rotate them so that as book 3 is coming out in September, I'm doing book 1 as a Kindle Daily Countdown, because I want people to keep going all the way through book 3, because book 4 will be on presale at that time. I did get another presale from book 3, which has gone well. But the 2 things that are making me the happiest right now is the page reads up over 1,200, which could be the most I've ever had in 1 month. I don't know. That's a really good number. I'd like to see that grow higher, and I'm hoping that maybe we will in the next couple of months. I will see it grow higher. But the other one is in looking at the Amazon attribution links. When I did this last time, what she told me was, if you do a Facebook ad, you want to be generating 3% sales at the minimum. You want 3% of your clicks to go for sales. 5% is good. I'm up over 8% right now with book 2. So I have 17 sales against 205 click-throughs. So
these are your personal Facebook ads, right?
Correct. These are mine. Yeah, these are my personal ones. I actually have it's only 29, but I have page reads on it also, which I didn't expect. That didn't happen last time either. So even though she told me it gets worse each time, book 1, when I do it a second time, probably won't be as good as it was the first time. But book 2 right now is doing better than book 1 in terms of just, again, I didn't hit the same number of sales. I'm killing it in page reads. And the actual percentage is up in terms of the people that visit, that buy. So I'm kind of enthused by this. I'm looking forward to doing book 1 again. I might do it next month. Looking forward to doing it again, just to see, compare it to book 1, see if it moves the needle on book 2 while it's happening, that whole deal. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. Again, I'm going to spend like $400 and not get anything near that back right now, but I'm hoping that it makes up for it down the road.
Right. And I kind of wonder about her saying that it gets worse every time you do it, at least in the beginning, because, I really believe in that, somebody's got to touch something at least 3 times, and they say up to 7 times.
7 times, yeah.
Yeah. So just the fact that they are seeing your name more, the next time you cycle around back to book 1, they're going to see that ad and they're going to say, oh, I remember this, or I've seen this before. This guy is not, maybe there's something here.
Well, it could even be like subconscious. They've seen it before.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. It's in the back of their brain. So
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy so far with how this is going. Those are really I don't really have attribution links anywhere else. I don't know if you can see the stats for written word media after it's done. I actually should go back and look and see if I can see my May stats on the one I did for book 1. Let me see if I can get there really fast here while we're sitting here. Yeah, here we go. So I'm on here. I need to go to my promos. And if I look here we go. So can I see stats? So right here. No, I don't really see any stats. I wonder if there's a way for me to see. Oh, here we go. What's this? Yeah, this is just book info, but there's no stats. That's a little disappointing and maybe I literally, I'm literally just looking for the first time. So maybe they exist somewhere, but you'd think that, or maybe they don't want to show you stats because if they're terrible, you won't go back and do it again. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Yeah. So I tried to put my attribution links. I think I said this last week. I tried to put attribution links into the written word media links where they ask you for your book link, and they wouldn't let me do it because they said they have their own tracking stuff that they put into the link. And I'm hoping that maybe I can find those somewhere and get those. But yeah, so that's where we are with it right now. I'm kind of scatterbrained as I talk about it, but I'm pretty happy about it overall with how it's going. So yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have, I wonder if I can pull up real quick. I don't know if it matters to people, but who doesn't love numbers? But if I go to my Facebook, let me see if I can go to Facebook, manage ads. I wonder if I can see does the cost, I'm not logged in. Of course, I'm not on this computer. Does the cost per click matter to anyone in terms of what it is on Facebook? Like, is there I've never really heard, I've heard it talked about, but I don't know obviously you want lower, but is 40 cents too high? Is 25 cents too high? I don't actually know what you should be getting, and it's not logging me into actually. Oh, here we go. Something's happening. Rich, I can't tell you how much I hate two-factor verification with a passion. I just can't stand it. Now I have to wait for a code to come across, and I have to type it in just to get me into my Facebook page so I can look at my ads. It's terrible.
I've got sites that I set up pass keys on in order to bypass that two-factor, and they've now started asking for two-factor even when you have a pass key. So
doesn't the pass key kind of defeat the purpose of the security of a bigger password and or clicking something on your phone?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. Wait, why can I get in there now? Jesus, this is terrible. So if I go Facebook links, ads manager, let's see if it lets me in this time. If it doesn't, I'm bailing. It looks like something's happening. Okay, here we go. So if I get rid of you, and you, I can see the ad and come on, load. Okay, here we go. It's which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's this one. Yeah, active. So so my first one that I did in May was 33 cents it says per result. I thought it was cost per click, but it says cost per result. So it was 33 cents. This one I'm on right now is actually 28 cents. So it's a little bit lower. I've spent considerably less. I only have about 70 less views. So this one is definitely going better in terms of the overall percentages.
So what's the result? A click or
what's that? Oh yeah, I think it's a click. Yeah, I think they just change it to cost per result. It says the average cost per result from your ad. Well, thanks for telling me that cost per result means the average cost per result from your ads. Great job, Facebook. Way to help out. So yeah, that's probably what that means. But result says the number of times your ad achieved an outcome based on the objective and settings you selected, which for me was a click through. So I'm guessing that is cost per click 20. So it's actually a little bit lower. That makes me happy. And maybe I'll go in and raise it to like $20 over the last couple of days. Let's raise it up $5 over the last couple of days and see if I can do something with it. But yeah, so overall, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. Again, I know I'm losing money, and I know I can afford that. If you can afford to lose money, great. Go ahead and do it just for fun. I'm enjoying just clicking it and seeing the numbers go up. Right. But I hope that at some point I'm not doing one of these and I'm seeing the sales and stuff come in. That's the hope for it. So
right. Well, and like you said earlier or implied earlier, you're basically just building brand right now. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's all I have for this week. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
All right. Well, that'll be the podcast for this week. If you want to get in touch with me again, like I said last week, if anybody wants to use the Writers app, you want to beta test it for me, reach out. Jerry@jerryevanoff.com is the email. The website's jerryevanoff.com. Yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah, you can reach me at Blue Sky. at Casey himself. I'm on Substack at richcasey.substack.com. And I still have an email address. It's rich@richcasey.com.
All right, everyone, that's going to be it for this week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Yeah, stay out of the heat.